Welcome to a new video and a new experience report and basically review of the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. So let's get started. So this will be a long-term review of the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. Unlike the other long-term reviews I did, this one I have for 2 months already here and almost 2 months already in usage. And I want to report what I experienced with this device and how positively I'm surprised by this device, because I took a little bit longer here to get this device evaluated, because I get so many updates that improve the stuff. The last big update improved the whole interactivity, animations of the operating system. Very, very fantastic. And I think this is a good start to talk a little bit about the experience first, and at the end of the video we'll see my ranking system for it. And of course I'm recording this video on the next device that I will test for long term, which is the Nubia Z60 Ultra. And of course Timmy is with me here as well, as you can see, as almost always he is with me on my trips here, either he or my daughter, or both sometimes even. So let's start with the evaluation now, the experience report of the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. The device itself has a pretty bright screen, as you can see here, even daylight, no issues to read it. These are my notes, by the way, that I did here on this device. So as you can see here, the positives, we start first, very fluid animations and system. It's very, very cool, especially with the newest update that they did. It's so fluid and so good that I don't have anything to complain about this one here. And this is, I think, one of the positives here of this device, that it's so fluid. The animations look very, very cool, and we have nice features in the operating system, like for example, I can swipe up and have like the possibility, even in one-handed mode, to reach the top icons there and open up this folder if I want to, which is quite handy and nifty. And I have other features as well that are quite interesting here. For example, the file dock that is here on the side, together with the quick start items, where I can switch directly to my notes, for example, which is quite good. I have this here in a multitasking window. I can like put it aside, I can open it, bring it back, go into full screen. Multitasking is working nicely here on this one as well. So this is quite cool and quite good. And then of course we also have some other features that allow us to directly jump into multitasking or take a screenshot with a 3-finger swipe, which is quite cool. And this is very, very handy and nifty indeed. Let me go to my notes to check out what we have more here. We have the possibility of all the other stuff that I already told you about. But let me show you first of all the biometrics, which are also running cool. As you can see here, the fingerprint reader has no issues. And let's go aside here. Just look at the top and the wrench icon there. You can see that even the face unlock is working very, very fast and fluid. Even though it's only 2D, it's working very, very convenient here. The only real issue that I had with the fingerprint sensor is with my banking apps, because sometimes the banking app tries to read the fingerprint, but there's no symbol there in the middle, like on the lock screen here. As you can see here, it's not appearing. It just says, please use your fingerprints, but the fingerprint symbol is not appearing there. So it is locking itself out, and I have to give in my password to log into my bank account. Otherwise, after the reboot, it's back again there. So it might be some kind of software issue there, either of my banking application, though I never had this on any other phone, or the phone and the software OS here, especially as it's not optimized for the global version. This is a Chinese version, the Find X7 Ultra, which is not optimized at all for the global version. However, I didn't have so much issues. There's of course the trick here for the lock screen. I showed you already in another video how you can get your global applications to work, like Huawei Health here, for example, for my Huawei Watch that I have here, and other applications like Telegram and Reddit and Mastodon and some other WhatsApp, for example, Signal and so on, can all appear on the lock screen. If you're interested in this, I will probably link this down below as well. It needs an extra APK for this, but it is working fine. It's just the optimization, so every big update is also updating this little component of the system, and you have to get a new APK. Otherwise it's working fine there. I didn't experience any issues with the Google services, so even like Google Wallet and such things are working quite nice. The only thing that does not work is Google Wear. With Google Assistant is working. Google Wear OS with the global Wear watches, for example, Xiaomi Watch S2 or Xiaomi Watch 2, I think it was Xiaomi Watch 2 that I tried. The one of the Android Wear is not, or Google Wear is not working here on the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. Could not get it to work. Other annoyances or issues that I encountered that are the blocked messages. So it's a cool feature that we have a block and filter, so that SMS messages, for example, will be blocked. But by default, almost like every two-factor authentication SMS is coming into this blocked filter here. And even if I recover it, it is not going to stay there. If I get another one, it will end up there again. So there is a bit of like over blockage happening for sure that I don't really like so much. Then we have our email application. The app doesn't support landscape. So if you get like desktop formatted emails, you cannot really read them because in portrait mode they are a little bit hard to read and you cannot go into the landscape mode. So this is a bit of an annoyance that I found here with the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. Otherwise the email application is pretty straightforward with lots of good features here, but I would rather switch to another email application. I'll be completely honest, where I have this flexibility, and sometimes it's also like a bit slow in loading messages and there's a little bit of a delay, especially in email messages. Even though I'm a should push them out if you have your device sleeping for too long, like overnight for example, then if you turn your device on again or the screen on, then you will get all the push notifications arriving at once instead of like over the night like other smartphones do it. So there is a bit of annoyances here with the email application. Strangely enough, a phenomenon that I also saw on the Vivo that has a pretty much maybe even similar code base there for the email application that is not my favorite for sure. It's getting a bit dark here, and this is now, I'm just like walking through one of the old buildings here in Wesel. It's a good time to talk about the cameras on the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, because this is like the creme de la creme, the top flagship in my ranking system to date, still on par with the Vivo X100 Ultra, but I think the Vivo X100 Ultra with the latest camera update might have even an edge over the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. But for the longest time, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra was the best in terms of camera smartphones. And low light is no issue with this large sensor, main camera sensor, but also the main camera. Why? Because we have also now a secondary teleperiscope camera that has 6 times magnifications. Very good for long-range zooms, and the larger main camera sensor, which is like 3x zoom, has almost like 1/1.5 inch size sensor. It's also a very, very large sensor size, and it's perfect for portraits because 3x zoom, let's be honest, is I think probably one of the perfect zoom portrait sizes that you can have in terms of magnification or zoom. Anyway, so camera is top notch, especially also video. The colors are really, really great on this device, so I cannot complain at all. And you will see the camera score is the highest currently. And we will move on with other topics here. Connectivity is also pretty good on the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, with one of the bests that I had ever experienced on a smartphone, together with the Huawei and Honor devices that have very good connectivity. This is like for Wi-Fi, but also 5G, LTE, no issues at all. Also with LTE here in Wesel, in Cologne, all these things, I tried it out, no issues there at all. 5G was working very stable and very fine. Speeds are nice, no overheating whatsoever when using this device when it comes to the 5G. and no issues there at all. Only thing that I notice sometimes, but I think they fixed it with the latest camera update, is I hope they fixed it with the latest camera, but I didn't check it out so much in this heat. If it gets a bit too hot, the camera has some issues with stuttering, especially at 4K 60 frames per second. 4K 30 not so much, but 4K 60 frames per second can stutter sometimes, especially when you're switching lenses and so on. I also noticed that and was reporting about this, and other people noticed that as well when I was doing my comparison with the Vivo X100 Ultra. So I just let it be there so that you know that this might occur. They claim to have fixed it with the software update, but I had not this high temperatures here to check it out again and did not experience this again, but I cannot exclude that this might happen again on the Vivo X100 Ultra. Otherwise, connectivity is splendid. I have no issues at all when it comes to the connectivity of this device. It's very top notch, better than Xiaomi, which is already very good, and better than Huawei Mate X3, which is also something, Mate X3 only has 4G, so nothing like really big that they can do wrong there. So that's it for connectivity. Let's talk about the sound of the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. It's sounding pretty good for a flagship device, I have to say. There's some that are a bit louder, but this sounds fuller and full enough, I would say, for flagship devices. A typical flagship performance that we have nice stereo speakers that we have that are firing upwards and downwards. Very cool. No issues at all. Bluetooth connectivity, no issues at all. Also, all codecs are supported that you might need. Also for gaming, low latency is supported. Bluetooth even has like the special ability to record binaural audio with the Enco X2 from Oppo as well, which is quite nice, and using the default camera application. And USB-C dongles are working, microphones are working fine as well. So no issues at all with the Find X7 Ultra, which is quite nice. And I'm thinking this is one of the better sounding smartphones on the market, at least top 5 in the flagship category. Let's talk haptics. Haptics on this device feels very nice from the outer experience, but this is not all haptics. What we also have in terms of haptics is, of course, the haptic engine or the Taptic engine. So how does it feel in terms of vibrations? And I think if you ask me, like a month before, the software update was not so great. So we had some issues there also with, it was just so basically good in the middle kind of performance. But I think they are working on the haptics, especially on the vibrations a lot for specific system actions that you're doing, which is quite nice. And I think they improved a lot with the latest software update, and hopefully with ColorOS 15 they promise to have even more haptics there in the menu, which is quite nice and optimizes your feeling when using the device. It's quite astonishing coming from, for example, a Xiaomi device that has excellent haptics, how important haptics are for a user experience as well. So it's a big part of the user experience, a good haptic engine. And Oppo is on the right way, but it's not there yet. So Xiaomi for now is still top notch here, and Oppo is coming down below there. Let's talk about the build quality, because the build quality is top notch. You can see here the device itself with vegan leather on the bottom, the Oppo logo here, and then we have this glass white front back actually on the top. This very nice camera bump, very nice details, Hasselblad Corporation, and you can see the flash and the top there as well with the infrared sensor. All over the place, very nice build quality. I don't think you can get it even better. Even the buttons are very nice, very tactile. Even the, first impressions, flimsy kind of case that comes included has a nice material here that fits perfectly on the device and makes it look very nice and integrated. I like this device without and with the case. The case adds a little bit more security if it really drops, but in terms of like gripability, let's say it like this, even without a case, it's very usable. Let's talk battery life of the Find X7 Ultra. This is, I think, an area where they can still improve, let's say it like this, because the battery life is a bit worse than what I got with the Vivo X100 Pro or the Xiaomi 14 or the Mate X3 for that matter in usage, if you use the device. So especially when you take photos a lot and videos a lot, then the battery drains quite quickly. In normal everyday to-day usage is a bit better, but it's not the best there. And this is where I think others are way better, way ahead when it comes to this. 5000 milliampere hours promise a lot, but sadly they are not 100% what I was expecting for 5000 milliampere hours. But what's very, very good is the standby battery drain, because it's very, very low. But when you're running and gunning out and about, then the battery is like draining a little bit fast. I would say it's still top notch. It's still in the top flagship devices region for sure, but it's more in the lower end of the ranking there instead of like being top notch. So yeah, battery life solid, I would say, but leaves a little bit to be desired. The rest of the device is so good that I was expecting a bit of better battery life, and I think with the Find X7 Ultra they should work on a bit of better battery life. Then I will get a top score in this category as well. This brings me to my conclusion and ranking. As you can see here, the performance is splendid, 4.75 points. The battery life is good, especially in standby, it's outstanding. But in camera usage and in normal usage, I was a bit disappointed there because I was expecting a little bit more. Charging, however, is very quick and fast. The display, the resolution, the brightness, the colors and refresh rate and viewing angles are perfect there. Or nearly perfect. It's very, very good. Let's say like this, 4.6 points there. It's just the brightness could get a little bit brighter there, but overall I'm happy with this one there. And the viewing angles are also very good. Refresh rate is also very good. Build quality is splendid. It is outstandingly good. It's near perfect, 4.95 points. The material used there, the design is very cool. The water and dust resistance and the drop resistance is pretty cool. And that makes this, in terms of build quality, one of the best smartphones ever made. Software experience is great. They did lots and lots of updates there. The UI and UX is super, super good. The updates are pretty fine there. Customizations are okay. Bloatware is not so much. Of course, it's a Chinese device. You get a little bit of Chinese apps, but if you get rid of them, it's no problem, and you don't have advertisements or such things in there. The customization options there are okay. I would say they are better than most of other smartphone brands that allow customizations, but it's not the best. So 4.65 points, very solid. Camera is very, very solid. Top number one, currently ranking 4.535 points. And connectivity is very, very good, almost perfect there, 4.9 points. Wi-Fi support is very good. Bluetooth, GPS and cellular are pretty good. There are only a few that are partially better in this regard, so it's nearly perfect there. In terms of storage, we have also good size and speed, but the expandability is a bit of lacking here because we don't have any micro SD card expansion or any other expansion there for that matters. Audio and haptics are okay. Speaker is fine. The headphones, possibility to plug in headphones and the output there is fine. We have analog and digital. Recording is very good. Vibration motor is good. It's not so close to what Xiaomi is doing also with the haptics there. But they improved it a lot in comparison to what they had before. I would have given them lots less points here if they wouldn't updated the whole user experience, including the vibration motor or haptic engine there that they have. Security features are pretty good. So we have a fingerprint sensor, we have face recognition, we have encryption, and security patches are also coming with the updates as well. They're not always the newest, but they're very, very close to, like for example, in June we get the May security patch, and in July we got I think the June security patch. So it's quite okay in that regard. We have you're using their own encryption chip as well for encrypting the fingerprint and the face data, the biometrics basically. This gives us 4.557 points, and on the ranking list you will see it is climbing to the top in front of the Vivo X100 Pro. That was the last one that I tested out. As you can see here, the performance is slightly better on the Find X7 Ultra. The Vivo X100 Pro uses the Dimensity MediaTek chip that is very, very good, very, very fast, but the Oppo Find X7 Ultra in certain things like video editing and video rendering, for example, is a bit faster than the X100 Pro. Battery life is good. I would even say the Vivo X100 Pro has slightly better battery life, especially for normal usage and camera usage. It uses a bit less battery. Display is the same. I cannot complain. All the displays are very, very good on those devices. You can see that in terms of build quality, the Vivo X100 Pro is losing slightly to the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. It's not the material, it's not the how it feels in the hand is the materials they use. So the Oppo is like certifying according Gorilla Glass Victus 2, where the Vivo X100 Pro doesn't have any, as far as I'm aware. So this is like in terms of longevity, if you let it fall on the ground, maybe the deciding factor here. Otherwise, software experience is the same. The X100 Pro and the Find X7 Ultra, it's of course not the same, but in terms of points, what I can give there, it's nearly identical. They don't have any big differences there. It's very, very fluid on both. Both are very, very good in this regards. The camera is slightly better on the Oppo, and the connectivity is better on the Oppo in comparison to the Vivo for sure. The Vivo, they improved stuff there, but it's not on the same level as the Oppo. Wi-Fi and especially also 5G connectivity is better on the Oppo. Storage is the same there. They get the maximum storage points that are possible in this category when you don't have the expandability. Audio and haptics, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra is quite a bit better than the X100 Pro. The X100 Pro, even with its latest software update, doesn't have the same kind of haptic feelings and haptic engine and so on that you get on the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. It's part of the user experience as well. But I wanted to have it there separate. Also, the audio sounds a bit fuller on the Find X7 Ultra. Security features are also a bit more enhanced on the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. It's not about the updates here, it's more about the extra security and encryption chip that the Oppo uses there that the Vivo is not using. So this is what explains here the total rank and differences between those. You can see they're very, very close. Basically all of them, with exception maybe to the Mate X3, because it's first of all foldable, and second of all it gets way less points than the other ones. All of them are very, very good for day-to-day usage. And yeah, the Mate X3 is foldable, but hopefully soon I get another foldable here in this ranking list that I can provide you with a little bit of more comparison when it comes to foldables by itself, because I think that slab phones still are, for day-to-day usage, in terms of their hardware and software experience and camera experience especially, better than the foldables. Yeah. That's it in terms of my ranking. What do you think about the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, and which one would you use here, and how would you rank those phones? Write it down in the comment section. Until the next time, bye!